sports cards, football cards, and for some of us, the holy grail, of inserts that we're chasing, case hits, the downtown. In this video, I'm going to lead up into clearly Donruss. The clearly Donruss downtowns this year were a world apart from the regular downtowns, and I'm going to tell you guys why I believe that, and let's just kind of go down the timeline real quick. So, the release of Donruss football, we get our first look at the downtowns. We see the big oversized, jumbo downtowns. In the paper Donruss set, on cardboard stock, we were all chasing those downtowns no matter what, but they were a little underwhelming. They didn't quite live up to years past, to previous years. These downtowns were a little more bland. They didn't have as much life in them. And then the speculation came out that AI was utilized in the background designs on 2024 draft class downtowns. And I think that's pretty much a given, considering some pictures that were leaked, with the lines running the wrong way on a football field in the background on one of the downtowns. That might have been an early look at a dual downtown, actually. But I think Panini, they seen the concern. They seen that people weren't too thrilled about that, and they kind of utilized a little bit of a change going into optic. And they needed to keep people interested, But people were going to be interested in optic no matter what. But, they had to dangle a shiny new toy, something new to keep people, to really generate some interest. So we got the introduction of the dual downtowns, which were pretty cool, I'm going to be honest with you. And they added uptowns as well, which they're labeled ultra rare on the box. So you assume a case hit. But it seems more like, on average, a couple uptowns were coming out of each case if you watch full case breaks. But that was a new addition, and the background on the uptowns certainly looked better. I wasn't a fan of the big billboard sign on the bottom of the card, but they had to set it apart from the downtown. And then you had the downtown legends where they just didn't have color on them. I do believe they corrected, some of the stuff on the downtowns from the paper set, and I believe that was, I know one for certain was Marvin Harrison Jr. They put his full jersey, his full uniform on. He's not in shorts, practicing, whatever. He's actually, in his jersey, geared up, and they improved the background, without a doubt. Let me know in the comment sections of if they changed, the backgrounds on some other cards for optic football. But now that brings me to clearly Donruss. Da Vinci himself would have been proud. I don't think he could have done it better. I'm talking about the downtowns out of Clearly. You got to look at these things. Now, they wanted people to buy these Clearly boxes, and I'm sure they would have, and they had to change something. So what better way to do to take the biggest chase that people are going after, the downtowns, and make them look much better? Was this their plan to begin with? I don't know. But you got to look at these things. I mean, the artwork is much more vibrant. It pops. It's, for the most part, it's more colorful, and it's unique to each individual player in the downtown. It's just, I have to say, they look great. They look great. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Now, did Panini plan this all along, to kind of amp up the downtowns from one set to the next, to kind of just build the excitement, get people chasing these cards, get people buying as much as possible, because they only have licensing, I believe, till April next year. Will we see all these sets rushed out again for the 2025 draft class? I think that we'll end up seeing optic and Donruss and all that one more time. I do. I think that, because they're going to go for every cent, that they can get. Now, I could be wrong on that, but this video, I just really wanted to kind of showcase the clearly Donruss downtowns, because they look, so great. They look really good. And honestly, I think the value, these, because, they're just coming out of hobby, they're going to be a lot less of these. And the quality on these things, even being like acetate cards, seems good. You don't really see chipping on many of these cards, on the ones I've looked at. And just, the improved look of the card overall. These are going to be real desirable. I think long term, these clearly Donruss towns, specifically from the 2024 sets, is going to be the most valuable of all these downtowns. And the population availability of these things. So I really wanted to showcase these cards, kind of talk about, downtowns. Make a video. It's tough opening cards these days, or even just finding the sets I want to open. So I'm trying to, I'm still going to open stuff, but I want to gear more towards talking about sports cards and, You know, maybe more than 10 of you will see this video. And one last thing before I depart you guys from this video, I want to thank all the people that, you know, have been sticking with me and hitting the like button. It's a simple thing to do. So if you can actually hit the like button, it would greatly be appreciated, and it would go a long way because my videos are, you know, they're crushed out in the algorithm. So if you made it this far through the video, appreciate you. And what's your guys' thoughts on the Clearly Donruss Downtowns? Any feedback from you guys is appreciated. I'm trying to get better at this, making videos. And I'll be honest with you guys up front, this was my third take. So hopefully the third time is a charm. Doc Holliday, I'm out.